This is kind of hard, bro.
No, this is great.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Rap hands, rap hands.
What the vibe is.
Hey. Sick. Sick, dude.
You can give me a vibe.
I'm gonna send you a bounce of this, and then when I'm done with the actual kit, obviously I'll send that to you.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we'll
we're still
get it
shooting
going.
the 17th.
Yeah.
It's a moving target. You know,
No, 17th is perfect.
Good?
Yeah, I work better with deadlines.
Perfect.
So
That's what I like to hear.
Perfect. If there's no deadline, then
Just let that shit all go forever.
because I'll just keep working on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like music.
So from what we saw today, how close is this to your normal process where you literally didn't second guess any button you pressed?
It was super close.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah, it was
close.
good.
Yeah, I commit.
Tweak the EQ.
Yeah.
Next part.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
We could sit here forever trying to like
Zoom in
move
on
the
a
shit, yeah.
on a shit. It's like it's boring, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
And then it's just like the track ends up being like overly calculated, like overthink the track.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, that shit's dope. All right, cool. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
On to the next shit.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, I love it.
We're really looking for people that are just like open-minded to the idea of remixing, and so we're really going for musicians and producers that like come from that culture, because this is like a remix first app, and so it's kind of got to come from that mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah, mostly talking to people in like hip hop, electronic, or people that use like samples or like remixes in their work. Yeah, and people with sort of like about a similar size following to what you have.
Right.
Before we like completely melt computers. Even though there's like a few big people potentially lined up, I'm like, let's just make sure we got it real perfect before we
we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good, yeah.
No, it's just an exciting time to be doing things like this, like just like tapping into stuff that no one's tapped into before.
It also feels like there's a vacuum in the space right now. Like social is saturated in a certain way, and there's, like we were talking about, we want to build like a place where you can be dirty on the internet. And not be like as clean. Like Facebook's, let's just be honest, like it's just clean.
Yeah.
Instagram's like, what do you call it? Like fear of missing out land. It's like you just
Right.
post all this shit and like, you know, you check out your friends, but really it's just about you putting stuff out. There's no space for collaboration. There's no space to just like
be weird and be different and be creative again. I feel like with now that Vine is gone, and like I don't really know what's happening to Tumblr, and like I worry about SoundCloud every day. It's just like there's not that many spaces online anymore that feel like escape. And like where you can truly be creative and be different and like experimental, and video is the best medium to do that.
Absolutely.
It's like so malleable.
Yeah.
And also just like a place where people feel comfortable like putting up video of like seeing the world instead of just like pointing the camera on their face too, because there's like such a ingrained culture and way of shooting on Instagram that it's fine, but like there's other things you can do.
There's other things too.
Yeah, the rear-facing camera changed photography culture forever.
Yeah.
So, you know, like what can we do to mix it up? Cool. All right,
awesome.
We'll get out of your hair, man. Thank you so much for letting us.
Of course. Appreciate you guys.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, bro.
Danny, appreciate you, man. Holla at me. Yeah, let's connect. I want those photos. I want to see some of those. Let me know. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure, man. Thank you.
You too, man. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yo, Emiliozi.
Yo, can you hear me?
What's up, dude?
How was your birthday, bro?
It was great, man. Celebration.
We're so old. How old are you, dude?
I'm 24.
Did you lie on your Wikipedia already?
Yeah, did you notice I almost said 26? It's 24.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, dude.
Yeah, we met when I was 12.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
No. Well, anyway.
We're so old. What did you do?
No, we just went to a bar. Just invited some people, had some food and drink, nothing crazy. But it was fun, man. It was good. I had to take it easy because I had an early shoot today, so I didn't get too fucking wasted last night. So I'm good. This project is so like super personal to you and to your story. So like, yeah, I mean, I think branding it that way would be the best way to do it. So you know, people aren't like confused, like
Waiting for you. I think this is like the first project I've ever made that was what I was capable of, you know?
exactly, exactly. And this is an art piece. Like it's not like
Exactly.
the album where we're going for like 1 million fucking like sales or views. It's like this is like an art piece that you have to respect, you know?
Yeah, this is my Section 80. That's how I view it.
Word.
Yeah, well, good, dude. I'm
It's a
proud
good
of you, man.
problem.
You've been fucking killing it with the placements. I pay attention. I
Thanks.
check every fucking record you drop.
Yeah, man, we going crazy this year, and it's like not even over yet. So I'm just humbled to fucking just keep it moving like that. It's cool, man.
So,
All right, bro.
all right, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you in a couple days, and I'll shoot you that link over in a little bit.
All right, dude. Talk soon. Peace.
Peace.
Emilio Rojas. Known that dude for a long time, man. So this is what I do every day. Blue-green algae. It's fucking disgusting. And I'm about to drink it.
It's the worst and the best thing all at the same time.
Fuck! It's like drinking dirt and dog piss.
It's gonna make you grow a beard, dude.
Then you throw it down with some turmeric. It's not as bad. It's pretty bad.
I didn't mean to throw up in your mouth. It's not as bad.
It's pretty bad. Anyway. Sorry. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the shit ran through. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Are you familiar with this neighborhood?
It's New York.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's some
Big one?
there's some cool like walls and spots to like shoot in. So I figure we might as well just like go around, check it out, scope it out a little bit, and just do a quick thing. Like nothing crazy, just whatever you creatively kind of want to do. And we'll shoot for like an hour or something. And wrap up. Yeah. Honest mixtapes from ET. I had a studio for a couple years in Bed-Stuy, and I just switched it up, closed it down, and then just copped a new crib, and then like moved my studio into the actual crib. So I'm working from home now. So it's good. I mean, You don't need the fancy shit.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean? You don't. The fancy stuff is overrated. You know, just whatever environment is like conducive to creating the best music is like really what matters. What's your setup? Like, are you at the crib or?
So, like, my dad used to be into the production game, so he has a lot of.
Oh, nice.
Like, not old, but he has a lot of equipment at his house.
Mm-hmm.
So I use that, like, when I'm in New York, and then my school has a studio too.
Where do you go to school?
At Amherst.
Okay, cool.
They have like a CT14.
Nice.
So that's where I do a lot of my recording now.
Right. Cool. Cool.
But honestly, that's the dream, like to get my own, like when I get my own place, to just get my equipment and do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better way. I mean, you know, some people like not working from home, you know, like going to an actual studio and doing that whole thing, but, you know, I did it for a couple years. It's really not what it's cracked up to be. You know, but there's advantages and disadvantages too, like working from home and noise and neighbors and stuff like that, but just got to work around that, you know.
What? Because I work with.
So I had a question.
Yeah.
So a few of my friends now, like I told you, we started a collective called Locals. I was wondering, I'm just wondering, like as an artist, like how do you approach networking and how do you like approach making the connections that lead to like some of your biggest collaborations, like, you know, Love Yours or...
You know what? It's all instinct. Really, at the end of the day, it's all instinct. It's like when I'm going around and I'm like meeting people, I'm not like going out of my way to say, okay, like I want to like network with you, right? It's more just like being around like-minded people and going to certain functions that I know I'll have a high likelihood of like meeting other people that are like me, and then just kind of like being a human, like a regular human being, like just meeting people and talking to them like another human and just getting to know them in that angle, you know. So like, I don't know, I just think it's important to approach everything organically and not be too concerned with like, you know, okay, like I want to like find this kind of person or like meet this kind of person, because then you'll just like not find them, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think just being open and being yourself, you know, like being a good person and like not being a dick and like knowing how to talk to people, those are all things that you kind of like learn over the years the more you do it. So, you know, I mean, when I first started, I was like super shy, didn't really know like how to approach people, like, oh, like I make beats and you're a rapper, like how do I like begin the conversation of like wanting to work with you, right? So it's just all stuff that you learn throughout, you know, doing it more often. So yeah, man, just be yourself. That's the big one. Just be you, you know. It's like us talking now. It's like we're just regular people talking, right? Yeah. So how have your experiences with networking been? Like, are you what are some things that you're kind of like focusing on, or
right now it's finding places to perform, I guess.
Okay.
Or making connections with promoters and venues. So like what I do, and I also just love to do, like I guess like it's something I love to do is just go to underground concerts and listen to music, kind of immerse myself in that culture. And I've met a lot of cool people do that, like just, you know, people who like music too.
Right.
So yeah, like right now we do a lot of events. It's kind of weird because like we're all on campus during the year, so we throw a lot of events on campus. But we're trying to figure out how to like branch out, you know, into the cities,
right?
Things like that. But as far as that, like me, I personally just like go to all the events I can.
Yeah.
Enjoy them.
Yeah. No, you're doing the right thing. That's what you should be doing. 100%. Like, start local and just like you said, just like create like a small community around you and around people you know, and then just start from there and build from there. I mean, everyone's done it. I do it, like, you know, Pharrell does it, he did it, like all of us do it, you know. Just find people that are at your level and then start you know, synergy with those people. You know, it's not always about trying to like find people more successful than you necessarily. I mean, it's good to do that, but focusing on like the parallel is really, really crucial. Yeah, because think about it, like how many like on campus or whatever, like in the past year, let's say, right, 12 months, how many people have you met that you're like still like in touch with, like whether they're a musician or an artist, or like how many would you say? Like give me a number.
So like artists.
Yeah, like artists or like like-minded, kind of similar level, similar aspirations. How you doing, man?
Good, man.
What's your name? Paul, nice to meet you, man.
Eugene.
Nice to meet you, Eugene. Frank, nice to meet you. They're here too. Say what's up.
What's up, Kian?
Yeah.
Paul, Eugene, Frank. Yeah. Kian, nice to meet you guys.
Paul? I'm all.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, man? Atlas. Frank, nice to meet you.
Yeah, we saw your tweet and we were like, bro.
Yeah, man. You know what? I just wanted to see like the few people that just wanted to come and hang out and talk and shoot the shit in front of the coffee shop on a random Thursday before it fucking rains.
Yeah, exactly.
It's starting a little bit. It was hot as fuck earlier. It's just like I wanted it to rain. But he was just asking about like how the production. Do you guys all produce?
Yeah.
We were talking about how like the production world has changed, like with drum kits, how like producers are more open to releasing their own kits and sounds and all that. And I was like telling them low key, like I'm like a big, it's like kind of like my fault. I'm a big reason for that, because
Blap Kits?
Yeah, I mean, listen, before Blap Kits, you didn't see producers releasing their own drum kit, because before it was like, yo, like you can't have my drums. Those are mine, like I'm not trying to share them. You had maybe like a Boy Wonder kit, and then all the other kits were just bootlegged.
I didn't even know if it was legit or not.
No.
I just find it like on the peer-to-peer side.
Right, so like back in 2011, I was like, you know what, I'm just like, yo, people might want my kits. So I'm like, fuck it, let me put them in a folder. So you guys all play instruments?
Yeah.
What instruments, what do you play?
Saxophone.
Sax. Keys.
Drum set.
Wow, so you got the full package. Fuck everyone else. Y'all don't need shit. Like,
Exactly, we got it all.
you have literally the whole spectrum. That's awesome. And you guys all produce?
I produce mostly. Yeah, we're like mixing it. We record bands and stuff.
Cool. Do you guys do vocals too?
Yeah.
Man, we got a whole group here. You guys play instruments, produce. He dances. You produce music, and you're a musician too, right?
You don't play instruments?
I do.
Keys, man.
Yeah. I'm not like. I can't read notes or anything.
Oh, like sheet music.
Yeah.
Better ear.
Yeah, it's like.
What would you say, like, since you can't read music, do you feel that held you back in any way?
You know what? Let's move here.
Walk around.
I don't.
Time trying to take music,
But like in the end, like you would develop your ear better just without even know that. I think that's
yeah.
I wish I learned that way sometimes.
Yeah, totally. Like, I think it's just case by case. Like, if you wanna, in my opinion, like if your goal is to just like produce music and be able to like access different chord progressions, in my opinion, I would say don't focus too much on like songs. That's kind of how I learn, like by ear.
like song structure.
Yeah, like learning how to play a specific song and then knowing those chord progressions and then like rearranging them into my own thing, kind of, you know? So, but obviously if you know how to read notes, that's great. Like, it's just better that way, you know? But yeah, any questions? Shoot. I'm here to answer anything.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This summer is like basically the first summer I've been actually like selling beats and things like that. So I'm kind of curious, how do you approach like selling exclusive beats versus like leasing, or like how do you feel about leasing? Because I'm trying to figure out like the best way basically to maximize the amount of money I feel like I deserve.
So we have come on, you know this. We have a whole episode on our podcast about this, and it's like kind of controversial subject because I have a very strong opinion about it, but I do think that every person is in their own sort of like situation based on their life. So I would say try everything, right? Like definitely like sell beats, like do the beat leasing thing, try it out, make a little bit of money. Maybe you'll meet some people along the way, but then also start working on, you know, like really developing artists and saying, you know what, like I don't want your money, like let's just work and build because I believe in you. And then you can sort of balance those two together. For me personally, I started doing more of like selling beats, right? I was just like $50 here, $500 here, $200 here, and it was enough for me to just like keep making beats and keep going. But then I discovered that like selling beats to struggle rappers is really enough for me.
I thought you had a good like infographic, I think, with the beat maker versus producer.
Yeah, and you know, that's just like I didn't have enough space to really explain like what that meant. There's no right or wrong. It's really just what do you want to do, right? Like my brain is wired to only work with people I fuck with. Like I can't really take your money because I don't want you to fuck my beat up, right? And so that's just me. That's how I'm wired, right? So like at this point, 2017 Illmind, there's no amount of money that can make me want to work with you. Like literally no amount of money. But that's different, you know, 18-year-old Illmind, where it's like, fuck yeah, give me $100 and take my beat. I don't care what you do with it. Like, doesn't matter. I need the money. So there's no right or wrong. It's really just where are you in life? Like, how much are you willing to give? How much are you wanting to make? And just kind of balancing it that way. But I think eventually, if you're really serious about production, you eventually have to do away with the struggle $50 beat, and you're eventually going to have to be on this side, developing artists, you know, investing in people long term as opposed to just like making money now. That's just the reality of it, you know. Atlas, what do you think? I mean, you're...
Well, as far as what? What's the question?
Just like leasing beats versus developing artists.
Okay. I think you hit it on the head. I think you have to start somewhere. Yeah. Not everyone's going to be able to start by getting all the A-list guys. You got to start locally. Go to open mics, you know, internet, whatever. Find artists. You know, sell your little, make your little hustle. But eventually, like you said, it's just going to become a transaction. You're just going to take their money. You're not going to post it. You're not going to do any of that stuff. So why not fuck with artists that you will post their stuff and you will feel, you know, honored to show people your work, and then they'll be doing the same. So it's helping both sides at the end of the day.
The key really to like pulling that off is quantity, right? People talking about like quantity versus quality and all that. I mean, it's both. It's like quantity and quality. If you can get to that point, that's great. Like just as an example, your question, let's say your output of like making beats, you're making 1 beat per day. And 5 days a week, right? So that's 20 beats per month. So every month you have 20 beats. So out of those 20 beats, 10 of those beats you're selling for $100, $500, whatever it is, like to struggle rappers. I hate calling them struggle rappers, but whatever. It's fucked up, man. They hate me, yo. They hate me. That's why they don't come up to me anymore. They're like, hey, Ill ain't fucking with me, man. But
put me in that category.
Yeah. So, but fuck it. 10 of those struggle rappers, and then the other 10 you're keeping in a special folder for like singers, rappers that you really, really like, and then you're kind of divvying up your work that way. But imagine if you made 100 beats in a month. That's way more content to be able to work with, and also a much higher chance of success. Every beat you make is a lottery ticket, literally, right? Every single beat has potential to make money or accrue publishing or be a you know, obviously like a mega hit or a smash record. Every track we make has potential. So the more you have, the higher your chances of success. So that's just the reality of it. Like what Kanye said, 5 beats a day for 3 summers. Shit is true. That's very convenient right now. You still can hear me, right? Okay. Yeah, so output. quantity, quality, all that shit matters. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You broke it into like a lot of, like you were mentioning revenue streams earlier. How important as a producer, like I think you were known for your craft. Like I said, you were king of the sample drop to me. Like your sample beats and the drops you have in them were like most crazy creative.
Thank you, man.
To this day, probably.
Thank
you.
you.
Joe Budden called you out on.
Yeah, he did.
Struggle, rightfully so. Yeah.
My Virgo brother, right there.
But how important now do you think, like, to stand out as a producer? Do you think it like contributes to your craft? Doing, like, I've seen your Platinum group on Facebook and things like that. Like, how much attention needs to go towards those, you know, of your personal time versus like continuing to cultivate your craft? Like, what's that split like now compared to when you were maybe just the beat maker, you were selling beats? Like,
you know what? None of it is like consciously strategic. It's all of this shit is kind of like lumped into one category, which is just like fun, right? We're talking about fun. Like, fun has been like the subject, the topic of conversation for the past like couple months. But like, if it's fun to me and I know I'll meet good people, then I'm doing it. So like, yes, I'm gonna be at home making beats by myself, but I'm also gonna work with musicians, and I'm also gonna like do random meet and greets, and I'm also gonna spend 3 hours every Thursday to record my podcast every week. And then I'm gonna create content, release content, and then I'm gonna work on drum kits, and then I'm gonna work on Beatthread and different platforms. It's all stuff that's fun to me. And I'm not really thinking about how I'm branding it all, right? So I'm not really conscious of like, how much should I balance doing this as opposed to this? It's all just amazing. It's like, fuck yeah, I want to do that. Fuck yeah, I want to do that. So in doing that, I kind of like set my life up to where every day is just fun. No matter, like, regardless of like what I'm doing, it'll be enjoyable. Right? And like, the feeling of doing this is the same feeling I get when I'm home composing melodies and creating beats or working with the artist. It fires off the same like endorphins, right? They call them endorphins. Like, they just keep firing for me, man. Like, but I made it in that way to where I'm positioning myself to make sure that always happens, right? And so in doing that, again, if you're a struggle rapper and I don't fuck with you, like, I can't work with you. I can't do my job as a producer if I don't get goosebumps from your music. I just can't, right? That's how you unlock greatness, right? Like, really being inspired by the person. That's how we produce the best music we can. I just really believe that that's a good philosophy to follow. Like, every person that calls you should be, oh shit, word, what's good? Not like, oh,
this
voicemail, fuck, oh, they're texting me, damn, I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to talk to that struggle rapper because they want more beats from me and they're annoying. Like, I just don't think that's a good life to live, especially if you're a musician. So
yeah, it's about good energy.
Good energy is everything.
Sucked into that a lot would be like you're saying, it'd just be a lot of projects I was working on that my heart really wasn't in it, and I wasn't able to recognize that until some time had passed. It felt like it took a toll on me. Like, what I was producing was affected by it for sure. Even on my own time, like where I would have good energy, still being kind of drained by that other half, where it's like a bunch of stuff I'm just doing for the money.
For the money.
You know,
and don't get me wrong, like, the stress of that is better than like washing toilets, right? Like, hell yeah, fucking give me $50. Yeah, any day of the week, like, selling beats and working with people you don't want to work with is always going to be better than fill in the blank, whatever else. So that's the plus. But you don't want to do that for the rest of your life. You just don't. And if you want to be great and you really are passionate about music, you're going to get to a point where you're going to realize, yo, like, what am I doing? Like, people don't really know me. I'm not really like making the music I want to make. I haven't really built up my legacy yet. Like, I want to work with people that inspire me. At some point, you got to cut that off. It's almost like, I think we talked about this on the podcast. It's almost like, you know, like the nightlife industry, right? Like, being a server or a bartender, it's like the money is amazing, but like, it's for the money. right? It's literally for the money. So you're doing it, if you're doing it for the money, that's good, but then at some point you want to balance that with the passion too. So